Renae, you did not, dude. You guys are fucking killing me, dude. Oh my God,
Happy
dude.
birthday!
I was like, why are there balloons on the fucking... That's how dumb I am.
Do you know how hard it is to surprise you when it's in our own house?
No, and you know what the fucked up part is? Should we talk about it on the podcast?
Should we start? Are we on the right side? Is this correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we move? Do we have to have this in front of us? Okay, well... All right, so I guess we'll get started. What is this?
You see it? It says, Happy birthday, Steve.
Oh my God. And here's the... Okay.
Oh, hang on. Let's see.
Yeah, we're good.
Let's make it even more obnoxious. Let's take those. Give me one of these.
All right, so... You guys are idiots. All of you. Are we rolling?
Yes.
So, first of all,
I
I saw your stupid balloons in there.
Did you really?
I saw, and
Why did you go in the closet?
you were. Here's the crazy part, right?
Uh-huh.
So, last weekend we had a surprise party for Christian,
Yes.
our godson.
For our godson.
And we bought a bunch of balloons, right?
Yeah.
And those balloons for his birthday were out in the front.
Yes.
And I go, freaking Renee's gonna want to save these things. I'm gonna pop them all and throw them away. So I busted them all. This was last week. I busted them all, threw them away.
Not even last week, 3 days ago.
And then like today or yesterday, I opened the closet and I'm like, this fucking woman, and there goes my man. I go, this fucking woman is hiding Christian's balloons.
I'm saving dollar store balloons.
Yeah, that's how dumb I am. I was like, oh, freaking Renae doesn't want me to throw away Christian's balloons. Because I don't ever think like, oh, it's my birthday. Oh, you know, I just don't think that way. God dang it.
I thought these were the ones that make the noise.
But I you know, I don't ever think like, oh, it's my birthday, like, you know, and then we've already talked about how I don't want to be surprised.
You can't stand surprises.
I don't like surprises.
You don't.
I don't need the surprise. I don't need any of this. You should have bought this shit for your godson, Christian.
I did that too.
Well, thank you though. This is you know what? What's cool about it is, for those of you watching, we finally started the home studio.
Yes.
The home podcasting studio.
And it's like a blank slate, so at least it's like some set decoration. The room doesn't look so empty this episode.
But we had to. We had to do that because if we waited for Renae to decorate this bitch,
oh, hush.
we would never have a studio. So.
But look how nice you complained about the baby room, and look how nice that turned out.
For example, this does not belong in here. This is a table from our entryway. These chairs are also
from our formal living room.
From our little formal, nobody can go in, sit down, living room, right?
The couch there, it's not allowed on.
The only piece of furniture that we're going to keep in here is the TV. Well, no, and then this piece we're going to turn into kind of like a bar.
Yeah, because it's a little too big for that wall, so it'll move.
So we're going to turn that into like a bar, and then hopefully, I mean, it's a little echoey too because we don't even have. There's no curtains. There's no
curtains.
So Renae, you know, as you guys watch the podcast, you can feel my pain. And
how long it takes when you pull the trigger.
How long it takes.
I think this will inspire me to move a little quicker.
Well, I hope so. I mean, you know.
I just like to. I like to live in a room, and I like it to feel collected. You know, I like to throw little vintage things in there, and you want it like all done from the very beginning.
But you know, it's funny because, you know, of course we've become friends with, you know, all the guys at Texas Crew, from Terry and Rick and your biggest cheerleader Nathan over there. And but you know, it was funny because, you know, talking about relationships, you know, Nate is like you, right? And I made the joke earlier while we were eating lunch that, oh, if you and Nate had found each other and gotten married, you guys would have not got any shit done at all.
Well, no, because you guys can't tell, but this room has like crazy nooks and crannies and angles. So the guys have set it up so that the camera looks amazing.
But what I'm saying is that I think our relationship works, and I would assume Nate's wife is probably not like him.
Yeah.
And that our relationship works because we are
different.
It's
also why we want to kill each other a lot of the time.
Yes, but it makes life fun. Like I couldn't imagine.
And difficult.
But yes, but I always talk about, and as much as I joke about like, why can't you be that subservient? Why can't you just say?
You wouldn't know what to do.
But that's what I mean. Like as much as I joke about that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like we had somebody at our home, and his wife was like that. And it was so uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like he was like, babe, I need this, and babe, and she was like old school, like go get him shit.
She didn't tell him to fuck off like I would.
Exactly. And I just, as much as I say, all right, Renae, just listen, or Renae, just do what I say, if you did, I'd be fucked up. Like it would fuck me up if Renae was like, yes, let's do that. I'd be like, well, what? Like what's happening? But so I think that part of the reason that our relationship works is because we are very different people.
Yeah.
We're very different people.
I love the surprise, and you can't stand it. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Look, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't like surprises. I am a fly by the seat of my pants guy. Yeah. Right? I get shit done. I have an idea. I execute that idea. I move on.
Yeah.
You're I need research.
Yep.
I got to do.
I want to plan. I want to make sure we've selected the best option. Yeah.
I want to save 45 cents.
Yes, exactly.
I
know there's a coupon code that exists on the internet.
I want to kill 4 hours of my life for 45 cents. But I think at the end of the day, with me pushing you and being the get shit done guy, and you being the detailed person,
we end up kind of in the middle,
and we end up with a good product.
It's not perfect, but it gets done and it looks nice.
And it's like Delilah's room. I'm very proud of that room.
Yeah.
I walk in that room and I'm like, wow. And all the shit that we went through, and all the arguing, and all the hours of labor. Well, it's still not done.
I want you to hang one more shelf. I think we're going to add one more shelf.
But that's what I mean, right? It's that motherfucker. And then you want but I'm not worried about it because I'm not going to have to hang that shelf for another 3 months. Because she's got to research the kind of,
the kind of
shelf.
The brackets for the shelf. No, I'll get it done quick.
But I think, when you're talking about relationships, and most relationships, I would assume, like to me, it would be weird if we were both Tasmanian devils.
Oh, yeah.
Right? If we were both like, go, 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 go. Or if we were both, well... And I think maybe sometimes that happmes, right? Maybe sometimes
gonna say, that's got to be crazy, right? When two people are like, "Well, I don't know. What about this?
Is it perfect? Is it not perfect?" I mean, I'm sure they're out there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's couples that have managed to.
They probably fight way less than we do.
I don't know though. That's a good question. Do they fight less than we do? Do they? And then going back to our relationship, it was funny to me because, unfortunately, I usually. After a podcast comes out, I usually go through, read all the comments, and then I like them or like them or comment or whatever. And this time, I read the comments quickly, but I didn't take the time to
respond,
to like them or respond. But I found it funny that several people were like, "Oh my God!" and you pushing your wife to have abs, and you shouldn't hold that over her head.
Someone says Steve has one ab. How about you get one ab? He did not specify how many abs you have to have.
No, but my point is, those are obviously people who don't understand our relationship,
our dynamic.
Right? They don't understand that. Of course, you're fucking going to Croatia. You know what I mean?
Like, they don't know. I already bought the plane ticket. No, I'm kidding.
Right. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna be like, hey, bitch, I told you to get abs. Like, of course not. But we like to give each other shit, right?
We do.
And at the same time, I think it's also fun because, look, if you were somebody that goes, look, Steve, I'm just not into fitness. I like the way that I am. I don't like to work out.
No, I enjoy exercise.
But that's what I'm saying.
I love getting on my spin bike.
So I wouldn't push to give you shit.
Right.
But I also know that
I'm excited to make it a priority because I'll actually carve out that time for myself. And then when you're griping at me to go do something else, I'll be like, I can't. I got to get abs so that we can go to Croatia.
Well, yes. and walk through the little, you got to fit through. Like, do people think that in my closet we have a fucking cardboard cutout that Renae has to walk through? Of course not.
We don't even have room for Steve's clothes. Might as well a cardboard cutout.
Steve's clothes. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Your clothes. I have the little bullshit. We already talked about that. But I do think that, like, sometimes I don't think people realize that, when we are on this podcast and me and you are talking, it's all real. It's exactly who we are.
Before we walked in the room, Rick was like, did you guys go over topics? And I was like, oh shoot, no, we didn't go over topics. What are we going to talk about?
Dude, and I told Renee, I'm like, with that outfit, I got you.
Oh, this one's cute.
I call that
They make the shirt in white too. I might get it in both colors.
That is a Canadian mariachi outfit.
That's a Canadian mariachi outfit?
If there was... If there was mariachi, and I don't even know where that came from. Like, if you wear all denim for some reason, I hope I'm not offending Canadians. I don't even know if you can offend Canadians, right? I'm gonna get a message from my Canadian people that are gonna be like, not offended and not mad. However, this is bullshit, right?
No, but look, I even matched.
No, but
my
that.
Earrings are festive. I matched the theme of the day.
I just want a blowjob for my birthday. That's all I want. Surprise me with one of those. Now that's a surprise. That's a surprise.
That's like Garrett. What did Garrett say this weekend? Hey,
how do we go from a blowjob to what our 5-year-old son said? What? Transition. Anybody?
No, this weekend Garrett said, this year for my birthday, can I have a surprise party?
Oh yeah, he did say that. But again, look, I thought that was such a good lesson, for Garrett when it comes to the birthday party thing. I took Garrett. So Garrett was like, after his birthday, several times he said, Dad, how come this year I didn't get a cake?
Right. He went and told the grandparents. He went and told my folks. He said, I didn't even get a cake for my birthday this year. I got cupcakes.
Yeah. So I explained to him, I'm like, hey, dude, like every other year we'll have a big birthday. And this was just not that year. However, we still went to Chuck E. Cheese or Peter Piper. We still got gifts, and it was a small personal birthday party. When Tim and Clarissa called, and Tim and I are so much like brothers. I mean, we fight like brothers. We laugh like brothers. My dad was a big part of his life. My sisters. I mean, Tim, is my cousin, but we're very much like brothers. And we are the godparent to his child, Christian. So they were doing a soccer tournament, and Tim goes, hey man, listen, we just want to do a little something for Christian after his soccer tournament at your house. And you know me, I'm like, oh no, we don't do little something, right? We got laser tag, and piñata, but it was a good lesson because Garrett went with us to pick out the piñata. Garrett went with us to pick out the cake, right? And I told Garrett, I wanted to explain to him as a lesson that, hey, sometimes it feels good to do something for somebody else.
Yeah.
Right? We're doing this for Christian, right? And you are helping us do this for Christian, and we want Christian
to feel special.
And Garrett, thank God he is the kid that he is, but he totally understood. And, the Monday after everybody left and the dust settled, and Garrett goes, I was so happy that Christian was happy. So I thought it was just a really cool
lesson for
him to go, look, dude, it's not about you.
And and he still had a blast too. Like, it was just as fun for him, regardless of it being his birthday or not.
He tells me, he goes, Dad, can I invite Major? Can I? And I'm like, this is not your party. No. He's like, I know who I want to invite. I'm like, sorry, dude, that's your party, dude. It's your cousin's party, Yeah. But it turned out we ended up having such a great time, and to get kind of deep, Tim and I found ourselves around the fire pit. It was 30 degrees outside, and
I can't believe you guys stayed out there that late. It was cold.
Oh yeah, I was smoking cigars and we were having our drinks. And,
this was the night before it snowed.
You know, and Tim goes, Steve, I got to tell you, he goes, why did you do this for my son? He's like, we didn't need it. He's like, laser tag is expensive, and you guys went all out, man. And I said, Tim, that was part of my motivation. Those nights that I slept in a Walmart parking lot, Christmas Eve, sometimes, I would think to myself, hey, one day it's all going to pay off and I can do for my family.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was one of those moments where this is why the fuck I work.
Yeah.
This is why I sacrificed. You know,
I also told him, I said, I feel like this is one of the blessings of COVID, because normally you'd be working on the weekend, and we miss a lot of Christian's birthday parties and things like that. So the fact that you were home and we were able to celebrate with him, who knows when we'll be able to do something like that with him.
Yeah,
again.
I mean, look, my other goddaughter came by Sunday, and she's getting married, and she goes, hey, I really want you guys both to be there. Can you block off that weekend? And I had to tell her, I said, look, I want to be there too.
We can't promise that.
But I can't promise that I will be there because right now I have to work as much as possible.
Yeah.
You know, and she understood. But
we said Garrett and Delilah and I will be there.
Well, and that was the thing, right? I you know, and that's what I was trying to explain to Tim, that this was a moment for me that when I would sit there in a Walmart parking lot, sleeping overnight because I didn't have money for a hotel, because I couldn't afford to not sleep in a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm eating Rolly dogs from the 7-Eleven, you know, and me, part of that motivation was, well, someday, if I work really hard,
I'll be able to do.
I'll be able to do something really cool.
Yeah.
For the people I love. And Tim was like, man, he's like, yeah, but, you know, he's like, Tim's very humble. You know, Tim's a very humble guy, and he goes, yeah, but we don't need it. I go, I know you don't need it. I need it.
Yeah.
And I need to be able to do that and look at these kids. And then afterwards, when Christian came up to me and said, this was the best birthday party I've ever had, I had a moment of like, my sacrifice was worth it.
Aww.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why it was special. And I think there was definitely a lesson there for Garrett.
Yeah.
You know, we had so much fun. Then my sister showed up, of course, with her 3 girls, and even though, and the neighbor kids came over, so it still turned out to be like a party.
Yeah.
You know, and even though I'm sure Christian's friends from school weren't there, you know, poor Timmy's in the garage. He can walk in. I can't wait to. You know, and you know, hopefully my career. You know, I was so, you know, I love Jeff Foxworthy. I'm a big fan of Jeff Foxworthy, and as you know, I become more fans of comics who have made their relationships work.
Right.
Right, because it makes me feel like, oh, I too. You know, I always found it weird, you know, because I'd be at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles until 4 a.m. before me and you started dating, and there was all these grown men there till 4 a.m. every day. And I just remember thinking to myself, is this me? Am I gonna have to be 40 years old, sitting at the Comedy Store till 4 a.m? I want more. You know, I want a wife, I want a family, I want to somehow get back to Texas and my family. And so when I started finding people like Jeff Foxworthy and you know, Adam Sandler and Ray Romano and all these guys that somehow have been able to continue, and George Strait, right? George Strait, here's a guy who couldn't be any more famous, but has been with his wife I admire that, right?
Right. Who somehow managed to balance real life.
Right. And then, you know, when I'm listening to a Jeff Foxworthy interview, and he's like, yeah, man, you know, I never missed a morning with my kids. He's like, you know, wherever my gig was, I would get on my private jet, fly to the gig, and then I'd get back on my jet and fly home and wake up with my family. And I'm like, fuck, I just want to get there. Can I get there? So please tell people about this podcast.
So listen, there's a special on Amazon Prime.
Aztec Chevrolet. But I just admire that about him, and the weekend that we had with Christian and the family. It's you know how much I love family time.
Yeah.
You know, I love being with my family.
Speaking of, can I jump in and say I want to thank you guys and Rick, and it's been a process setting up the studio and the home, and the guys have put in so many hours to
because we all
make
believe
it happen.
Yep.
And you guys, as a mama, I feel like you making this work has been the biggest gift for me. You know, I'm getting dressed this morning and I'm wearing Delilah on my tummy, and
we just walk into the studio.
And I walk in, and as a mom, it's.
I just wish that they were more talented, and that we would have the studio.
I do too.
No, but just doing this every week makes me so happy. It makes me feel like a human again, like I'm not just a mom, but to also have my baby right outside the door is like the best of
well, and it's been. And the baby is literally right outside the door. We gave her a little bit of NyQuil, and we laid her down by the door.
She's in a rocker. It'll keep going for 45 minutes.
She's the doorstop. She keeps the door closed. I'm gonna get a thing. Oh my God, their parenting skills. Well, but that's been another thing is having to juggle. Now you being a new mommy again.
Well, you were the one who said before we got pregnant, when we were struggling to get pregnant, you said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" We're already sort of Garrett's self-sufficient. It's like starting all over again. And in my head, I didn't realize it's literally starting all over.
No, but that was a fight that we had. That it was funny because after we had our miscarriage, one of the I was trying to say the right thing. Because I go, babe, we don't
Basically, you were trying not to sound like an asshole.
No, I was trying to say the right thing for my wife in that moment because we had struggled so much. And I go, babe, we have this blessing of a son and we really don't have to have another kid. And then it turned into, what? You don't want to have another kid? Is that what it is? And I'm like, oh shit, no, I'm not. She's like, well, if you don't want to have another kid, then we can't have another kid. Because if you don't want one, I'm like, fuck, I'm not saying I don't want one. I'm saying that it's on me.
You're trying to relieve the pressure.
Yeah, but and at the end of the day, it's on you. It's your body. It's your, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then at that time, she's like, well, I'm going to breastfeed. I'm like, okay, well, that's also on you. So it's been crazy trying to figure out, are we going to breastfeed? Is that going to work? Oh, shit, that's not working. This happened. Okay, well, now we're going to do...
Yeah.
And it's tough because, Renae and you've been amazing. You have been super mom. And again, like I said in the last episode, I never thought that you would be this woman. I'm impressed.
I'm not sure how to take it.
Again,
no, it's one of those things.
I never thought you would be this.
No, I knew she would be a good mom.
It's all right. Nate didn't know 19-year-old me.
No, but I knew she would be a good mom. I didn't realize that she'd be way over and above mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, like, she's like amazing. She hasn't complained once. She has been fucking on it. And at the end of the day, it's on you. But again, go back to Renae and her schedule. I'm Mr. like, hey, maybe she's hungry. Right? And Renae's like, oh no, in 3 hours. She's got 30 more minutes. And I'm like, oh shit, Mrs. fucking schedule. I'm like, I know you read the book and that's a suggestion. That's not a science, But so, juggling, having to figure out, and now with our new
juggling, I don't know, you didn't finish that thought. Juggling how to figure out
all of it, just figuring out.
Starting over again.
Yeah, is it going to be, and then, last night we were like, okay, what's the system? Do you want to do a night alone? And then the next night I do a night alone? But I am...
Can I be honest?
Yes,
I don't trust you to do a whole night by yourself. I feel like it will rock her schedule so much if you do a whole night by yourself, and then we'll pay for it the next day or 2 days after.
And I'm okay with that. That's why I suggested I will go till 1 a.m. because I'm a night owl. I'm up late anyway.
Yeah.
So I will make sure that you can sleep till 2 or 3 in.the.morning for the last 2 feedings. That's what we did yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I was scared too, man, because the day before, holy crap, dude, she didn't stop crying.
She started at 4 p.m. and she didn't stop till
9 o'clock.
She finally passed herself out at 9.
Dude, it is so heartbreaking because you're just like, I've changed you. I've cuddled you. you go through the gamut.
I've now fed you twice.
Yeah, you go through the gamut of what, like, and then so then Renae was like, hey, you take her for this next hour and try. So then I would try for an hour.
And then you're like, I can't anymore.
And then I'm like, hey, Renae, like, you gotta help me, man. Like, this baby is not, something's up, you know? And then, of course, Renae's got the freaking temperature. Is she a fever? Is it and I'm like, I don't know. So then last night, we were on that, like,
what's gonna happen? So
then I volunteer. I'm like, all right, I'll go till 1. And then I'm like, oh shit, but what if it turns into last night? I don't know what to do.
Well, that's what you said. You're like, I'll take the first part of the night. You pass out early. And I was like, I said, I can't. We don't know what the evening's going to be like. Like, you need a partner if this goes south.
Right, well, and then Renae goes, okay, she goes, she will eat at 9. She'll wake up at 9 and eat. So I'm like, okay. But then I forgot to ask her, what do I do if she doesn't wake up? Do I wake her up and feed her at 9? Or do I just wait? But then I don't want to wake her up, right? I'm like, well, I don't want to wait Renae. And then I'm also watching Cobra Kai, right? And Elizabeth Shue is now, I finished it last night, but Elizabeth Shue's a part of it, and that was one of my crushes. Oh, I crushed hard on Elizabeth Shue, dude. And she still looks pretty decent, you know. But then, so now it's 9, and I'm in there, and then, like, I just stare at her. Like, I'm like real close because it's dark, and I'm like, what's going on? And then, so I go back out, I watch TV, and then I'm like 10 minutes later, I'm like, okay, I'm like 9:25. We'll do 9:25. Okay. If she doesn't wake up by 9:25, maybe I'll wake up Renae. Maybe. And so then this is like at 9:30, and I'm like, okay. And I'm over there staring at her. I'm like, oh shit, okay, like I don't know what to do. And then I go, all right, I'm just gonna wait, and I'll feed her when I feed her when she wakes up. And then she didn't wake up till 11 o'clock. Like 11 o'clock, and then she takes forever to eat. Like, she's a little lady. She eats a little. She's very dainty about it. You know. Garrett was like, burp, fart, shit. All right, what are we doing next? You know. This one like farts like beep, little beep, you know, little lady. But and then that was another thing. I didn't know whether to, because then I put her back down. I'm so proud of myself. Put her back down at midnight. And I slide her right by Renae's bed, right? And I leave. I'm so proud of myself. I'm like, I changed her, I fed her, I put her down, she's asleep. But then I'm like, oh shit, I haven't told Renae if that I fed her at
what time
11.
Yeah.
But how do I communicate with her? And then Renae's like, again, super mom. Literally, when I put her over there at midnight, she's like, when did she eat? Text message. What time did she eat? Did she eat at 9 and 11, or when did she eat? I'm like, shit, okay. She ate. So then when I text you, it was already 1 a.m, and I'm like, so can I go to bed or what? Like, is my shift done? Or I just want to know, am I out skis or what? And she was like, yeah, go to bed. But then when it's text message, you don't know if
I was going to say, the text message was not, go to bed.
That's what I mean. You don't
like, great, thanks, good night, I got it.
But it's a text message. I don't know if it's hell yeah, go to bed, you did good, or yeah, just fucking go to bed, you piece of shit, right? You can't read the tone in the text message. But we hopefully we'll do the system where I stay up.
We did that with Garrett, and it seemed to work.
Well,
but this baby's different than Garrett.
And then, fuck, dude, and I don't want to be shitty because I feel so blessed that we have received so many gifts from people. And
I know. And I like yesterday she was wearing a little outfit that was from someone from Florida, and And I knew who it was from, but I couldn't remember their Instagram handle to thank them. So that was a bummer.
Yeah, she's Puerto Rican and he's Indian. That's how I remember them. And I just remember, because, touring with Russell Peters and learning a lot about the Indian culture. I just remember the first time I met him, I was like, you're not Latino? He's like, no, I'm Indian. And I'm like, ooh, your parents are not happy that you married her. And he was like, oh shit, you know Indians. I was like, yeah, I know Indians. I hope you're a doctor or an engineer, because then you're double disappointing. Yeah. But we received all these great gifts and bags. I mean, some of your girlfriends.
Oh, my girlfriend's been amazing. They drop off trash bags full of clothes from their girls and
it's been
all kinds of swings and seats and everything.
It's just been really awesome. But at one point, dude, and right now, there was 2 swings, the swings for the baby. You ever have the automatic, right? There's 2 in the garage. There was 1 in her room. There's a bassinet swingy bougie one.
There's the expensive Mama Roo thing that does all different.
And I'm like, Renae, do we need 5 bucket
Well, no, because you don't know which one the baby is actually going to go in. Like sometimes they're like 5 minutes.
So that's another reason I get mad at her. I'm like, she's a baby. Who the fuck is in charge? Us or the baby?
No, listen.
Hey, baby, you're gonna like this one.
No, you can't do that. If she's screaming her head off and she's not happy there more than 5 minutes, it does no good.
But after a while, they adjust and they adapt to it and go, I don't have a choice.
I don't know about that.
It's the same. Look, dude, Garrett's 5 years old, and at one point, Garrett, I don't want to sleep in my own room. No, he didn't give a fuck because we made him. Dude, now it hurts my feelings. He's like, I'm going to bed. I'm like, you don't need me.
Okay, but listen.
But I can go up there and you want me to rub your hair? And he's like, nah, I'm good. And he brushes his teeth and I'm like, but I can rub your hair. And he's like, I'm good, Dad. I'm like, but you sure? Are you sure? There's probably monsters.
No, but when you've got a baby who's been crying from 4 to 9, like she did the other night, you want the damn swing that actually works, not the one she doesn't want.
Look, there's fucking 5 of them, and we don't need 5. Let's go with 1 downstairs and 1 in her room, 2 max.
Well, we have to figure out which one she likes.
And then there's 2 in the garage. I'm trying to clean the garage, and then I go, are you going to use these? And she's like, oh, no, we have 5 others. I go, great, get these out of the garage. And I gave her 2 weeks. I go, 2 weeks, get them out of the garage. Right? Still in there. So I'm like...
Well, no, I had to get them back to the friend that gave them to me so she can decide who she wants to gift them to.
So, couple things, talking about friends. We are so proud and happy to announce that last week we talked about mailing out our card.
Yes.
Oh my God, dude, the response was awesome.
Our New Year's card, yeah.
And amazing. Mm-hmm. So, because the response, they're just pouring in, which is freaking awesome. We're going to have to put a deadline to... So, for those of you that don't know,
that they're not getting our New Year's card in April.
Yeah. So, for those of you that don't know what's going on, we consider you guys friends. We consider you guys family. And we want you to have the same New Year's card that we give to our family. Just like, everybody sends out their New Year's cards to their list of family and friends. Yeah. You guys are our family and friends. Go to my website, give us your address, and we will mail you out the same card because we love you that much of the ones that we get. However, there has to be a deadline.
Yeah.
You go to the website, you sign up. We're probably going to do it for another week. And then we're going to send them out. So for those of you that have already signed up, thank you so much. And then we did decide that no matter where in the world you live, we are going to mail it out.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about that. And then, I was telling Renae, we feel so blessed. And we do the same thing when Garrett grows out of clothes. We go find that friend of ours or family member who has if Garrett's 5, whoever has the 3-year-old,
Yeah.
And we go, hey, we have all this clothes. Well, we decided that with Delilah and all the clothes that we are gathering and growing out of.
Because this time around, people would bring stuff to your shows.
Yes. We're going to do a post where people can tag the person that they want to get Delilah's clothes.
Yes.
and we're gonna send out a bag of clothes to that
as
person.
As she grows out of things, we'll do a post on my Instagram
and let people know, like, hey, you are our family. We want you guys to get our hand-me-downs, which, when you have a kid, it's such a blessing when people go, here's a bag full of stuff
yes, yeah.
the baby's gonna maybe get to wear.
I mean, I was so grateful Kate brought that huge bag of clothes because I had a bunch of newborn clothes, but I just hadn't gotten 3-month clothes. And she grabbed all those newborn clothes, and I was like, oh, holy crap, I got to go, like, get her a few things. And I was like, no, I didn't. Kate had tons of onesies for me and all
Well, they grow out. I mean, it's like freaking daily almost. At one point, she didn't fit at all. Like 2 weeks ago, she couldn't fit in newborn clothes.
I know, I didn't want to put them away.
And now she's outgrown. She's maxing out the newborn clothes.
Yeah.
Already 2 weeks later, and it's like you're gonna go and spend $1,000 on this clothes or $500 or whatever it is for what, 2 weeks? I mean, with Garrett, we had stuff in his closet that still had the tag that we gave away.
Yeah.
Because you just don't. And at one point with Garrett, dude, Renae would travel with like 4 different outfits for the day. She's like, but I gotta get him in these jeans. Like,
trying to use it at least once.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. Do you want to talk a little bit about us doing a watch party with everybody?
Oh, yes. Okay, so for the My Life in Quarantine special, we wanted to do something kind of fun now that it's on Amazon to kick that off. So we are setting up to do a watch party where we've got to figure out the logistics of it. So I don't have specifics, but you guys will be able to watch with us through like Zoom or some other platform, and we'll chat back and forth with you, and we'll all watch and comment on the special together.
I think that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun because
We'll set it up like a date night. We'll bust open the nice bottle of wine. You owe me a nice bottle of wine post-baby.
you owe me a
Okay.
post-baby.
Is that the swing?
Is that what we're gonna call it that from now on? Hey, well, fucking Garrett, dude. We really limit.
You tell dirty jokes and then back to
Garrett. Well, no, dude, he decoded our shit. We didn't want him on the tablet, so in order for us to talk about the tablet and making a decision whether he can watch it or not, we called the tablet popcorn, right? So one day Garrett's like, hey, can I watch the popcorn or what? And we're like, oh, this little shit already decoded. I hate when I can't spell, so sometimes people spell things in front of kids, and I'm like, slow down. What are you spelling right now? I don't know what the fuck you just spelled. I'm not a quick speller. I am having a lot of fun in our little home studio and
Yes.
our little birthday show.
Our birthday show. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, baby.
You do it for you.
Happy birthday.
You do it, let's be honest. You do it for you.
Sure, I did it for you. It has your name on it.
But you do it because you like doing it.
I do like doing
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you
I do like doing it.
Oh, and
then as soon as you guys leave, she's going to go and pop every balloon.
Oh, yeah. And then, well, you know what? I might wait for Garrett, because there's helium. I might do the, talk funny. I like when Garrett does it. He'll try to do it, and then he'll just do a high-pitched voice. Like, he doesn't really ever do it, but anyway. But no, so we always got to fight on this podcast. It was so great. So check this out. She's fucking bitching at me, dude. You don't know how to make coffee. And the way that you make coffee. And oh my God, you make coffee and it just gets everywhere. And I'm like, so first of all, she bitches at me. I change. Because I like strong coffee, right? I like my coffee to be very strong. So I pour a lot of coffee grind in there to make it strong. So then, let me finish. So then this one here was like, because of the way you do it, you're making a damn mess. And who has to clean it up? The nanny, right? she's like, well, who has to clean it up? I have to clean it up. And just she's bitching at me. So then, because I felt bad, I'm like, oh shoot, man, maybe I am overdoing it. So then the coffee machine came with a little scooper.
That's what I was going to say. It comes with a scooper.
Oh, she would tell me that. It comes with a scooper.
That tells you exactly how much. If you want to make a single cup, you use this much. If you want to make a half pot, you use this many.
You need this many scoops. So then I was like, okay, Renee's already gotten mad at me, right? So then you guys come over last Wednesday. I make coffee for you guys. Whether you drink it or not, it's just what ethnic people do, right?
Because it has anything to do with that.
No, dude, my grandma had a pot of coffee.
So did my grandpa, actually.
Right, all like hot coffee all the time.
All day, yes.
And then if she didn't and you got there, the first thing she did was start making coffee, right? So anyway, you guys get here last week. I do it exactly by the measurement, right? I put it in there, I make it, you guys leave, and she's like, oh my God, how many times do I have to tell you? And I'm like,
there were coffee grinds everywhere, all on the underside, all over the counter, seeped under the coffee pot.
Yeah, so I go, look, dude, I freaking did I go, you're telling me I don't know how to make coffee? I know how to make coffee, right? So then, 2 days ago, a week later, Renae decides to make coffee, a full pot. She's like, oh, yeah, you're right. It's the coffee maker.
I did not say it like that. I said, babe, I didn't say I owe you an apology, but I said it in the tone of I owe you an apology. And I said,
it felt good, dude, where I'm like, see, bitch, you see? You jerk.
I started with "you're right," which is very rare. I start a phrase when I speak to you.
It's very rare.
I said, "You're right."
It's very rare.
Even when you use the correct amount, it still makes a mess.
It made me feel so good, dude. There was a moment where it's like, fuck you, dude. Like, I'm not a dick. Like, you told me there's a problem. You're overfilling it. Okay, I'll follow the
I don't think you're a dick. I just think you have a habit of being, like, careless when it comes to messes.
Wow.
Do you? No. Do you? By the way, who cleans? Me. Who vacuums? Me. Who mops? Do the other.
Who doesn't put a fresh roll of toilet paper on the roll on the hole?
I don't need it now.
You.
I don't need it now.
You.
Dude, I have. Oh my God, the fact that it has taken America this long to start getting on board with the bidets. And dude, I was a shit and shower guy. That was my routine. I was not a shit and wipe and walk around. I would have to get into the shower, right? So I would shit, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, look, it's real simple. If I get shit on my arm,
how do you get it on your arm?
I'm using that. Okay, I'm trying to use it as an example.
No. How do you get shit on your arm?
If you were to get shit on your arm.
I never have.
Okay, if you were to get shit anywhere on your body, okay?
Okay. I mean, I feel like the only place I've really got it is like stepped in it.
Okay, you don't get in your butthole?
Well, that's where it comes out of.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, if you were to get shit on your lip, are you gonna take paper, wipe it off, throw that paper away, and go about your day?
No, I'll go like wash in the sink or something.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So we bought this, so here's what happened.
I'm still not following your logic, but continue.
It was a 1-2 punch for me. Okay. So we're playing basketball at Randy's house, and I have to shit. Okay? We're playing, I gotta shit, right? So I'm like, and then Randy goes, hey dude, if you have to shit, use that restroom, right? And I'm like, first of all, how do you know I have to shit? Like sometimes you run with like oh, he has to shit, run, right? So I sit down, and the toilet seat was warm. And it had a little handle on the side, and you hit spray, and it's a bidet, and a little thing comes out, and it shoots water on your butt. And I was like, oh my God, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. So then.
You just had a kid.
No, in addition to. So then, when we went on that Vegas trip, I stayed at the Cromwell. It's called the Cromwell or whatever it's called. In the hotel, they had bidets.
Okay.
So that was the 2-punch. I go, that's it.
They have them in Vegas, my favorite city.
No, I go, I enjoy this so much.
Oh!
Can I burp? I said, I enjoy this so much.
You have impeccable timing, Steve Trevino.
I enjoy this so much. So I text Randy, and I'm like, first of all, I'm thinking like, okay, what is the toilet seat budget? right? Because I'm like, all right, if it's crazy expensive, I just can't. I can't justify. I've been shitting like this for my whole life. I can't justify. So he hits me up and says, dude, it's like $400. And he sends me the shitter that he used.
The link.
Yes, the link. So I bought one. And then my guests that were here, I think I made them uncomfortable. Because I was like, guys, when you're ready to shit, when you're going to shit,
When you get shit on your leg.
Yeah, when you get shit on your leg, I go, you're going to use mine, right? And then Kenny was like, oh, dude, I can't. Like, I can't. I don't want to go to your restroom, and then I'm shitting. Like, it's like, I can't. So Tim, I'm like, Tim, I'm not letting you out of this. I'm like, you got to go shit on my toilet, right? So he goes.
Were you watching?
Oh, yeah. I held his hand. I held Tim's hand. He stuck his hand out the door.
No, I was taking a shower and getting dressed.
I'm like, hey, out of here.
The restroom because
people gotta shit.
Go.
So he comes out, and he's got this like comfortable, uncomfortable kind of feel, you know. I'm like
he liked it, but he didn't feel comfortable admitting that he liked it.
Right. Like he was just like, so I'm like, so? He's like, man, I don't know, man. He's like, I feel clean. I feel really clean. I feel good. He's like, but I don't know how I feel about water spraying my asshole. Like, now I will warn you, I did not think about the fact that you need a plug behind your shitter. You have to have power. So I had to get an electrician guy to come. Well, not even an electrician guy. It's Teddy with the teardrop tattoo. He's the sweetest guy in the world. He looks like he's straight out of prison, right? He's been our best contractor. So he comes and he had to put power. So I don't want to tell you about this toilet seat, and then you go buy the toilet seat and you go, what the hell, Trevino? You didn't tell me that it needs power. So then I'm telling Tim, I'm like, I go, because he goes, man, I might get one of these. And I go, well, the bad news is you got to have power by your shitter. And he goes, dude, we just remodeled our restroom and we have power by the shitter and it has a USB cord.
He said, so we can plug in our phones to charge. That's how much time he's spent.
I go, how much time are you spending on? I go, so perfect, you already have the power outlet. So Tim's like, look, I think I'm going to get one. But he was like, I don't know. He's like, it made me. But it's that macho bullshit, dude. It's that macho, I don't want anybody touching my asshole. I'm like,
I just keep thinking about how many times you have said the word shit in this podcast, and manager Liam is probably having a conniption fit right now because he's like...
Well, no, because we'll tell him, no, it is about shit. I'm not just saying shit to say shit. I'm using shit as the
Rick
shit.
might have to cut out the whole thing.
And then the other project that we have going on, and I kind of stopped posting, was the house and all the stuff I'm doing in the yard. So we have started our patio. So we're going to take pictures of that and kind of keep people kind of informed and so they can see the progress of the patio out there. So I'm very excited about that.
That should be cool. That should be a big transformation.
Yes, I think it's going to look awesome, and I convinced you.
You convinced me to do what? I'm like, what did you convince me of? I don't remember being convinced to do anything.
Convinced you to take people on the journey of your weight loss. So, I shouldn't say weight loss because it's not about weight. You know what I mean? I think people look at the scale. And they think that
I don't know that I'll give away the number ever because I've never been.
No, but I'm saying that's what I mean. It's you've always been very strong and very fit. You've always worked out.
I'm just getting my strength back. Like I feel like after Garrett too. Before Garrett I was doing a crazy amount of push-ups, and then after I had Garrett it was like, holy cow, I can't even do a push-up again. Like you literally have no ab strength. So
well, I mean, I would probably have to say that was probably part of my fitness journey is Renae and I actually finished Insanity. Yeah. But we didn't do the diet.
We didn't do the food. No. We just did the workout. I
was like, look, I'm going to work these tacos off. Right? But we did the workout and Renae was like freaking doing push-ups and burpees and all that good stuff. And then you had Garrett. I remember you coming back going, I can't even do a push-up.
I was shocked by that and sad by that like you lose so much strength. You can't even, to go from being able to do a bunch of them to not doing one was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't even do a burpee because then your stomach had lost a lot of strength.
Yeah.
And then your friend, our friend, she got her muscles ripped.
I'm gonna say it wrong, but diastasis recti or something. Yeah, when your abs separate and then they don't go back unless you you can properly rehab them to kind of work them back together. But some women it completely separates. They have a gap, like a 2-inch gap.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And 2 inches is a lot in my world. It is a lot. That is a lot. But it's crazy to and that's what people don't realize. I mean, I think people do realize, especially women, but when you talk to a guy, if you were to talk to me in my 20s,
spit it out, Trevino.
I'm trying to think of, to say it correctly. If you were to talk to me in my 20s and say, "Oh man, women sacrifice so much to have a baby," I don't think I could really grasp what that means.
I don't think women even know, when you're going into it, you don't even know everything that happens.
You know what I mean? I don't think I could be like, oh yeah, now, being married to you, having babies together, being a part of all of it, it's like, holy crap, man. And then you go back to, when my mom, because we're Catholic, my mom was always the Catholic guilt. Do you know, mijo, what I went through to have you? And you'd be like, dude, chill the fuck out, dude. Relax. But then you realize, oh my God. And Delilah, especially, what we went through
to have her.
Have her. And then what you have gone through with your body is just amazing. And you look amazing, in my opinion. I think you look
Well, thank you. I still have the elastic stretch band.
Me too. I'm still wearing the stretchy pants. Sometimes I wear stretchy pants. But we do have to talk about, Aztec Chevrolet and thank them.
Yes.
As always. Do not waste your time buying a car from anywhere else. Aztec Chevrolet, these guys are great. They can find you a car anywhere. We live in 2021. If you want a Chevrolet, you call them and they will find it for you. So 361-358-1681. I think Terry might buy a vehicle from them.
Oh, nice.
Yep, we're very excited about it. I was thinking about that because it's for your son, right? Why not a truck? A truck you keep forever.
No pressure.
Well, no, because you were talking about the Tahoe,
The thing about a truck is everybody wants to be your best friend on weekends because you move all your friends.
Yes,
right.
That's so true.
Especially at that age. At that age, dude, you got a truck and you come over.
When we lived in LA, that was the thing. Who has a truck so they can help us move? Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yeah. But my thoughts were, that's one of those things that in 5 years, if he's thinking about getting married or having a family, that's something you keep and then you buy a new car and now you have your truck. I don't know.
No, I think you're just such a truck guy.
Well, no, but I'm a truck guy because I need it. There's a lot of guys that drive trucks that they just want to drive a truck because it looks pretty.
Right.
My truck goes to the ranch. My truck tows my Polaris. My truck tows our boat. Yeah. My truck is full of sod in the springtime. My you know what I mean? So it's a work truck. I use my truck.
Yeah.
And it has to be 4-wheel drive because I take Garrett to the ranch. The ranch is in the middle of nowhere, and I can't be there and a thunderstorm roll through
and get stuck.
And I get stuck. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it snowed.
It snowed in Texas.
We didn't even talk about
Brampos.
So pitiful. We'd go nuts. Texans go nuts. Everybody, snowing. You just see the Facebook. Just everybody's lighting up on the Facebook and then it was funny because everybody south of San Antonio did not get any. And then all our friends and family and corporates were like, oh, it looks like fun. It looks like every Texan is having a good time with the snow.
Yeah.
But the kids went nuts. Garrett jumping on the trampoline and I want to get into this. Renae is old school parent when it comes to bundle up. You need to wear a coat, and you gotta have the hoodie. And I'm like, Renae, because he'll go out there, he's fine.
Steve's gonna let him go out with no socks on and Crocs.
You know what happens?
Holes in them.
You know what happens?
Huh?
When it's cold on his feet, he comes back in and goes, hey, this was not a good idea. It's so simple. But that my mom, I'd go out to play. Oh no, you gotta have your ears covered, and then it's that old school. you're going to get sick because you're cold.
No,
that's
I didn't
the
say
dumbest shit.
I didn't say
you don't get sick
sick.
because you don't get sick because it's cold. You get sick because of germs.
No, I was saying let's bundle up and go have fun in the snow so we can enjoy it. So I'm not back in with a sopping wet, messy kid changing clothes to redress him and send him back out.
But if he wants to go out there and he's comfortable, then he's comfortable. Wouldn't it feel weird if I was like, no, Renae, wear a coat? And you're like, but I'm comfortable. No, you have to wear a coat.
No, I would say,
you know what I mean?
I would say, you're right. I should have remembered to bring a coat. Isn't this a joke from like one of your old specials where I was supposed to take a joke to the baseball
what
game
I am
and
saying is if you're comfortable, if you're not cold, and I'm forcing you to then wear a coat, you'd be like, dude, can I not wear I don't need the coat.
Okay.
Am I right or wrong? See or no?
I don't want to say you're right. I just want to say okay.
I think that the new studio is gonna lead to more fights. Because we're at home. Like when you're at home, you're comfortable, you're like, listen, bitch, I got something to say to you. I think it's gonna lead to more fights.
I think it's probably going to lead to more bad wardrobe choices on your part.
Well, it's not a tank top.
I know.
It was
it's
30.
It's a nice shirt today.
It was 30 degrees today. I got this shirt in. Oh, that's why this sounds weird. My microphone. I got this shirt in Bakersfield at the Crystal Palace.
One day we'll go back there again.
Well, we were booked in 20. We had to cancel, but I have always been very creative with, the venues that I choose to perform in, and when we were talking about doing Bakersfield, I'm a huge Buck Owens fan. Mm-hmm. I told Doug over there, I go, why don't we do the Crystal Palace? And he's like, well, nobody's ever done comedy there. And I'm like, well, can we? And we did, and it was a huge success. And then, of course, all the other comedians are doing Crystal Palace. Oh my God, of course I do Crystal Palace. That's where I play. Bitch, I started that gangster shit. But we love it there, and we hope to get back on the road in 2021.
And see Doug again. We love Doug.
And to all the Canadians, man, we love you so much, and I love Canada so much. I happen to have so many Canadian friends in my life, so we really love Canada, and we want to get up there.
And we're working on getting My Life in Quarantine to you guys, too.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So stay close to us on the socials. Really, and I mean this very sincerely, and if you really want to get more day-to-day of the Treviños, you really got to follow Renae. I'm lazy about it. I don't. Renae posted 15 stories yesterday. 15. So if you really want to get into the Trevino household, I am. That's what makes it hard, dude. Your Twitter handle is a
handle,
mess.
I know. It should just be Captain Evil or something easy. But my Twitter handle is I am Renae with an A.
Spell it.
I am Renae, RENAE with WITH and ANA.
Man, that's a perfect way to get people to follow you. I mean, you really, did you go to college? Because that's the way. Dude, and I had told her, go, just be Captain Evil. I don't know if I want to be Captain Evil.
I think when Instagram started, I wasn't Captain Evil yet.
Yeah, you were.
I don't know. I mean, I was, but it wasn't, you didn't, I don't know.
It wasn't public.
It wasn't, right. It wasn't public knowledge.
It wasn't as public. So a big thank you to all your girlfriends who were nice enough to give us clothes. A big thank you to Aztec Chevrolet. A big thank you to the guys here helping us build this studio so that we can make things more accommodating for you and so we can fight more.
Yeah.
That has been our episode.
And thank you to everyone who has been rating and writing reviews for My Life in Quarantine and sharing it. That's awesome and a huge help.
Oh, please, make everybody watch it, please, because we really want to film another one for you guys that was the original one that we wanted to film before the world became a virus. So please watch it so that we can have an opportunity to do it again. Tell everybody. Thank you. I am Steve Trevino. Thank you for watching, and that is the beautiful
Captain Evil.
I love that woman.